Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
There have been a dozen homes in Fargo that have been deemed dangerous by city officials so far this year. Neighbors target them for being ugly, unhealthy, and unsafe. But bringing them up to code isn't free, and sometimes it's the taxpayers who have to pay. Valley News Team's Veronica Marshall spoke with inspectors and neighbors about the cost and value of tearing these homes down.
I'm standing in the rubble of what used to be a dangerous house in Fargo. Now it's been reduced to timber and broken glass. It's one of 5 that have already been torn down this year in Fargo to make neighborhoods safer. Neighbors tell me the owner of this North Fargo home passed away years ago, leaving the property to sit ignored and abandoned. And this situation isn't unique. The house next door is also slated for demolition. Neighbors say these empty homes create unsafe situations, allowing homeless people and even wildlife to move in. The eyesores also lower their property values.
Neighborhoods tend to keep up the same valuation, and so when one goes down, it tends to drag the neighborhood down. And it's really important, especially when there's activity such as vagrants, that stop right away.
But dealing with dangerous homes can come at a cost. If the homeowner can't be found or won't comply, the city has to pay to board up the house. If Fargo has to demolish the building, taxpayers have to pay for that as well, a situation that has already happened once this year. In Fargo, Veronica Marshall, Valley News Live.
Tarlson says when it comes to identifying dangerous homes, the city works on recommendations. So if you think that there's one in your neighborhood, please reach out. A city assessor can also tell you how much a dangerous home is affecting your property value. A FedEx driver was ticketed for distracted driving after he rear-ended a semi in Cass County. It happened this afternoon near Leonard on Cass County Highway 46. Authorities say 33-year-old Seth Sisted of Moorhead was looking at a map while driving a FedEx van. That's when he rear-ended the semi driven by 50-year-old Jeffrey Teal of Horace. The semi was hauling hazardous materials and had stopped at a railroad crossing. Both men were taken to the hospital but are expected to be okay. And you're taking a beautiful look outside of our Valley News Live Valley Sky Cam. It is a stunning and clear night. Robert, how does the rest of our evening look?
Yeah, a clear night, comfortable temperatures out there, light winds. It's going to be on the cool side overnight tonight, but tomorrow the heat starts to make its return to the valley. Right now, though, temperatures all into the 60s, 63 in Wadena, 64 Baudette and Wahpeton, 65 right here into the Fargo-Moorhead area, also 65. Thief River Falls, Bemidji, and Jamestown. Winds very light. They stay very light for much of the night, but then start to pick up out of the south. High pressure moving overhead right now as it moves off towards the east. That will kick in those southerly winds. Hardly a cloud in the sky, and no clouds expected overnight tonight, except for the far southern valley. And with no clouds, no precipitation to worry about. Tomorrow, a warm day. Saturday, a hot day. And after some quieter weather, storm chances return as we head through the weekend. And we'll detail those storm chances, which include a risk for some severe weather. We'll do that coming up in just a few minutes.
Sounds good. Thanks, Robert. A woman facing murder charges has denied bail in connection with the death of a 2-month-old girl. In her first court appearance today, it was ordered that 30-year-old Sarah Corden be held in custody at the jail in Crookston without the possibility of bail. That's until her next scheduled court date, which isn't until next Wednesday. The Red Lake County Sheriff's Office says the baby's death was due to a physical assault that happened at Corden's home back in June. She has been charged with second-degree murder. An Independence Day tragedy after a 32-year-old Minnesota woman was killed and 2 others were hurt. This is after being struck by large pieces of falling ice in Alaska. Yesterday afternoon, authorities were called to Byron Glacier, which is about 40 miles southeast of Anchorage. Brittany Bolger, a teacher in Minneapolis, was killed when a snow ceiling collapsed. When officials arrived on scene, they found several people had been hit by falling ice. Investigators say the victims were walking under a hollowed-out compressed snow mass, which resembled a snow cave. Troopers say a man as well as a 6-year-old boy suffered minor injuries. You may have bought more fireworks than you may have needed to celebrate our country's freedom yesterday. But what exactly do you do with those leftovers? Valley News Team's Joseph Ojo talks with experts so you can keep your family safe.
When it comes to purchasing fireworks at most stores, all sales are final once you leave. And if you happen to buy more fireworks than needed for your celebration, you may be pondering what to do with the extra explosives.
Mainly, we get calls about if they didn't light them all off, how to store them.
David Reuter with Memory Fireworks says most of the time people will use all the fireworks that they purchased over time because they don't want to feel like they wasted their money. But if you don't and opt to store them away, he recommends treating all fireworks with care.
Keep them in a cool, dry place. The big thing is just keeping them dry and making sure they're not getting damaged, something falling on them or anything like that, because you don't want to disrupt the fuse at all.
Reuter highly recommends that you soak up all leftover fireworks you no longer plan to use in water.
Once they are used, we always tell people to definitely pour water over them just to make sure they're still not hot is the big thing.
And when disposing of fireworks used or unused, he says it is important to put them away properly, which would be outside and away from your home.
Pour water over the top of it and leave it outside overnight, and then we clean it up the next day.
In Horace, Joseph Ojo, Valley News Live.
For more information on what to do with your leftovers, head on over to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story. Last night, over 150 calls came in to police in the FM area. And yes, they were complaints about fireworks. But out of all of those calls, only one ticket was given. So we talked with those in the Valley about how effective firework ordinances are and what they want to see changed. Most people we spoke with wanted fireworks to be legal everywhere on the 4th of July, saying it's the one night a year they can be shot off. However, one veteran who suffers from PTSD says he doesn't want anyone to shoot off fireworks. He says he was kicked out of a homeless shelter last night because his dog wouldn't stop barking.
And his job is to keep me sound. And if he's not sound, I can't be sound. If he's running around chasing fireworks thinking they're bombs or something, I got to make sure he's okay.
One woman says she wishes police actually enforced the law and wrote more tickets, but not until the 5th. Good news for drivers. Tomorrow, crews will fully open the 13th Avenue and 45th Street South intersection to drivers. Crews have been working to reconstruct sections of worn down concrete through that intersection for the last 2.5 weeks. One westbound through lane and one northbound left lane. They will remain closed to guide drivers into the single open westbound driving lane throughout the project. And later tonight, crews will open the south side of the intersection of 13th Avenue and 50th Street Southwest in Fargo. Still ahead tonight, Netflix may be changing up its streaming service. Details behind Ultra. And also find out what inspired a woman to try and climb up to the top of the Lady Liberty in New York City.